Okay, good day again, and I am your Sir Billy Javier. Allow me to continue our discussion along our data structures and algorithm course by the topic this week, stacks and queues in C Sharp. This is one of the data structures that we are actually undertaking in this course. Uh, and basically, this has a part of the previous session, particularly on pointers, our list, and basically on arrays. So that at the end of this session, you are able to differentiate stacks and queues, describe how to implement stacks and queues using array and classes. We try to implement stacks using collection frameworks and evaluate relevant implementation of stacks and queues. Stacks and queues are the two of the most commonly used data structures. A stack is a data structure that follows the last in, first out principle, which means that the last added element or the last element added to the stack is the first one to be removed, while a queue, on the other hand, follows the first in, first out principle, which means that the first element added to the queue is the first to be removed. As we go on, we try to understand how stacks and queues work in our C# programs. So, we can implement stacks and queues using arrays in C#. And to implement a stack using an array, we need to keep track of the index of the element at the top of the stack. And then we can use a variable to store this index. We'll see this one in the next few slides in our simple C# program. And then number two, we can push elements onto the stack by incrementing this index and adding the element at that index. To push means to add a element into our stack, while to pop an element off the stack, meaning when we try to remove an element of the stack, we can decrement the index and return the element at that index. So the following code snippet illustrates how to implement the stack using an array in C#. Here we have three methods, particularly the stack, and then the push method, which we allow the element to be added in our stack, while a pop method here is for us to remove an element vis-a-vis their indices. So let's break that down. Here at the class declaration, we coined in public class stack, defining a public class named stack. And then this will contain the data or the fields as well as the methods that define the stack behavior. The fields here, particularly, we have created a private array of a integer data type and a ordinary variable top with an integer data type. The array here is the underlying storage for the stack elements using an integer array. So dito natin ipinapasok yung bawat element na pinupush natin in that array variable. Top variable keeps track of the index of the first or top element in the stack. And when the stack is empty, our top is set to -1, meaning it contains nothing, because we have to remember that always like an array principle, we are to access the individual elements in our stack, just like our list, just like our array, beginning from index 0. Okay? Kaya nakalagay lagi po dyan na nakaset lagi ng -1 as empty. Then, we have to create our constructor. So, when we create a new stack, such as stack, then variable s referring to stack s, then we create a new constructor stack with its size 5. This means we allocate an array of a given size, which is 5. And then we initialize top to -1, meaning there are no elements yet. Wala pa pong laman si stack S natin. Okay? Then our push method allows us to add an element to the top of the stack. So here, we try to check for overflow. If top variable is already at the last index, meaning array.length -1, the stack is already full. Sabihin, may laman na siya up to the last size of our array, particularly array.length. Throws a stack overflow exception if you try to push more elements, particularly outside the size of our stack. And then our ++ top variable increments top first, then stores the new element at that index. Try to remember the use of the top here, particularly the array variable and the increment operation here. This is alongside the method push. Okay, again, push here as a method adds an element to the top of the stack. Okay, under push method on adding element that we have seen here in our code snippet, that if top is already at the last index, the stack is already full. So each time that we add a new element, the element is to be added as part of the stack, while the array, particularly its incremented value of top, will have to obtain that element. So, a concrete example, since we are starting to put an element to that stack, by default, the top value is -1 because there's no value or there's no element yet in our stack. Then, when we try to add element 10 by using push method, the value of array ++ top, if you remember in our previous slide, will have to be obtained at index 0, referring to element 10 or containing the element 10 in our stack. Then when we try to add into our stack 20 via a push method, 20 shall be assigned into index 1 because array of ++ top gets 1 already. And the stack shall look like this. Okay? Now, when we try to pop or remove the element in our stack, pop method removes and return the top element at the stack. And here we check for underflow. underflow naman po ito. So that if top here is equal to -1, the stack is empty, meaning we cannot remove anything. No, kasi we're not yet accessing the elements per index 0 to n. Throws invalid operation exception here if you try to pop from an empty stack. So, since wala naman siyang laman and you're trying to pop something, it will definitely return a invalid operation exception. And then array top minus minus, referring to the stack that we have created, returns the current top value and then decrements top. So, last in, first out. So, kanina, meron tayong at 10 at gumamit tayo ng pop method. So, the pop operation had returned 20, and then after operating array minus minus top, then the visible value will have to have only 10. Okay? Kasi nga, last in, first out. Yung huling pumasok kanina sa ating operation through a push method is 20. Okay, I hope you get that. Here is another example. Since here, we try to stack 3 elements in our stack at S stack, we push in 5. I mean, we added 5 in the stack, and then followed by 10, and then followed by 15. And then from here, we try to pop the last value pushed in our stack. Take note, hindi po niya in-identify dito sa ating method dito yung specific na ipapop nating stack. Hence, the value being popped is 15. Then when we call in again at the next line, pop o s.pop, hence, since wala na si 15 kanina dito, ang na-pop dito sa next line is 10. Okay, I hope you get that. Now, the pick and display methods. This is part of, if you can remember in our previous sessions, pick has been used also to look at elements in the list. Here at stack, pick methods is also used to look at the top element without removing it. Pick meaning parang sneak peek, titingnan mo lang. Then the display method here is also used to print all the elements currently available in the stack. So, in the current code snippet that we are working, pick here checks if the stack is empty, particularly this part of the if statement here. Okay? And then when it is not empty, the value or element in that stack, preferably in the index being identified, which is at that variable top, has to be returned. So, ulitin ko, this method checks if the stack is empty, and if not, it returns the top elements without modifying top, since titingnan niya lang naman. This is useful when you just needed to see what's at the top of the stack before deciding to pop or to remove. Okay? So in this case, stack S with size 5 has contained a added element on the stack 100 and 200 respectively. Okay, and since we had used here peak, so titingnan niya dito yung last in first out natin, ang nakikita niya dito would have been 200. So when we try to implement the display method here, this one loops from the top index down to 0, showing all current stack elements. And then we print the stack visually from top to bottom like a real stack looks. Kung sana yung box number 1, box 2, box 3, box 4, box 5. Or sorry, box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4, box 5. Kasi nga last in, first out. Then this also has a concept of how we do piling of boxes when we try to visibly see the stack elements, the stack of a box in a certain store. Okay, so this is an example of what I'm saying. So we have here stack S with the constructor stack with size 3. That 3 sets comes in like push 10 gets down, push 20, and then push 30. So, makikita mo sa pinakataas talaga, kapag ikaw ay nakatayo, for instance, boxes yun na patong-patong, nakikita mo yung huling na ilagay sa taas. So that when you try to implement peak, P-E-E-K, nakikita mo syempre yung nasa taas. No? Then when you display all of those, ganun din yung nakikita mong arrangement ng pagpapatong-patong ng box o ng pill send natin, ganyan, is from top to bottom. Okay? So here's the full program of what we have done, and I hope we could try this in the laboratory later on. So here we see stack elements from top to bottom, which is seen in this line here. So stack push 10, my stack has been added 10, 20, and 30. Then when we displayed them through this method, ito po yung kanyang output. And then it says here, console.writeLine, top element peak refers to yung nasa pinakataas ng arrangement na yan, which is 30. And then here we try to pop element, and then my stack.pop. So ang natanggal ay si pinakauna sa taas kasi last in siya. Siya yung unang lalabas. Then from this line, console.pop element is 30. Displaying the same, since natanggal na si 30, ang nasa top na ngayon ay si 20 at nasa bottom po si 10. Okay? Summing it up, the context of stack follows the last in and first out principle. They are being stored through an array integer, and the key operations involved here include push to add an element to the stack. To pop is to remove an element from the top. Checking an error is through stack overflow in exception and invalid operation exception. So, saan natin nakikita yung stack overflow exception? Kapag lumagpas na siya dun sa stack size natin and we're trying to push an element to the stack. And then, saan naman nakikita natin yung invalid operation exception? Normally, when we try to pop something from the stack, lalo na kapag ito ay empty. Okay? Always remember that the initial state of the stack is by default -1 because that means the stack is empty. Okay? So this part here of the generic stack implementation in C#. We'll do this in the laboratory, and I hope that we'd be able to maximize um, the concept of this uh, data structure in many of our problem cases. So here is another example of the stack of a integers naman. So parang kanina lang din ito. Inulit ko lang po. So from that point onwards, we can be able to write our own stack program by applying the concept we have learned from this session. Okay, so thank you.